Hello and greetings, everyone. Welcome to our Saturday webinar. Today is March 15th, 2025. We have a special guest, Aurora Luna Star, who was at the channel panel with us and has come on, and she has agreed to be here with us. Welcome and good morning. So today we are for announcements. Let me start with announcements. We did just have the Galactic Energy Healing class yesterday. If you are interested in any of the other classes that we offer, please check online and we will send me an email, aspeed6456@gmail.com. I'll get some information out to what classes are available to us. We have Krishna Priya is doing a yoga festival today, and so she is not able to host today, so I am stepping up and stepping in. Let's start off with some blessings. We're going to go in this order. Michael, Susan, Wendy, and Selesh. If you get the translation, you may do the translation when you're finished. Namaste, so we know to move on. Go ahead.
Masa kola pambula perisia te ama katsana ha papapaki na o sata ita o la kapu ya iti me pa ya ko la ta ya papapupa se ina ha hu ai wi ya blessed.
Okay, I believe I'm next. To saya kia, sukutu ya hitia sukuhaya ya tia titia kutu ya tia kua. He saya hui sia kia tu sia ya tititia sukue tia ya ku. Hazea ya kua ya tia ya sukutu ya titia o sia kitia situku ya titia. He zuya ya kia o sekaya tu ya sitia ya hia suku ya tia. He zia kia e hia sukutu ya he tia o siria ya kia tutu e sikita ya tutu ya ia. He tia kutu ya he zia kua hi tia kia sikia tutu ya. Let me see if I get a translation here. I am Sayeta from the Pleiades, this one's sister. We are all here with you, supporting you, loving you, embracing you with our energies as you are going through many energetic advancements at this time. With the full moon, with the upcoming equinox, that you are all going to be shifted to a higher level, to a higher vibrational existence. So remember to obtain additional rest during these times as you feel called to do so. For your bodies are undergoing major transformations and be focused on maintaining your balance to flow through these changes with ease and grace. But you may call upon all of us, all of your ancestors, all of your galactic family to help you, as this year will be very challenging for many of you. There will be many changes that you will be undergoing that will require you to be adaptable, to let go of all resistance, to surrender the old and welcome in the new. So continue to rise up, continue to focus on what excites you, what brings you joy, what expands your state of consciousness, your viewpoint of the world. Focus on the unity of all, for you are all one, as we are one with you. Blessings and namaste.
Shoniara tahi te tuhiana na tahi shakatoriara mana I te tukui niara ta huchara huiuru hana ira to tuira ma kasha ira to tuira ma paka ira ta tianyo oronya hathapaha ira ta kanyo shtarana tapa kai toro. I'll translate one moment. Greetings to all of you highly functioning beloveds. As this harmonic convergence is coming into your field with these changes, some shifting is occurring where you will be moving into two different directions. Oh, they're not letting me say this. Sorry. The gist the gist of it is yes, there are upgrades. You're going to feel it physically in your body, and you are going to, well, humanity will be making separate selections based on how they want to move forward, how their soul wants to move forward. And much love to you all. Blessings.
Okay, one moment. Atorshemaha apolotuhu shiti ham. Turtumur tatahiki ipu putishur matarmanaha. Sorry, no translation.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Aurora, welcome, welcome, welcome. And could you tell us a little bit about yourself, about your channeling, who you channel, how you got started?
First, I want to say thank you. All of that was really, really beautiful and profound. It actually helped my energy a lot to get into alignment in this moment. So thank you all for your beautiful blessings. The light language in particular is very, very powerful. It's something I channel a lot of. And I could really, really feel the vibration of each speaker. So thank you for sharing your gifts. And I love that this is a safe space for all of you to do that with each other. It's really, really beautiful. Journey. Okay, so essentially for me, something that I shared at the channel panel was 17 years in corporate America. And I had been living in Los Angeles for about 10 years. I'm originally from New York, and I'd been in LA for 10 years. And what had happened was everything started collapsing. So I was just about to turn 30. And everything in my life just literally started shutting down. Relationships, I was engaged to someone. It was just all the things, the job, where I was living, everything was falling apart. And I really missed New York. I really missed the people that I'd grown up with and the relationships and connections I had there. And so I went home. And when they say you can't go home, they're actually not kidding. Going home was also challenging, but it brought with it a lot of gifts. And so part of what it brought for me was connecting with someone who taught yoga. And she became a very, very close friend of mine. And I learned my first two levels of Reiki with her. So that opened the door. It allowed me to understand what it was to be a vibrational being. And what's funny is even at that time, we didn't have that kind of language. I don't think we spoke in the words that we do now, 20 years later. But the awareness was that there was more to me than I understood. And of course, I started working with a mentor who helped me understand that I was a starseed. And I don't even think I knew what that meant then either. I knew I had a very close connection to Pleiadian Arcturian frequency. Eventually, I started to realize over time that I was a telephone for whatever frequency would want to come through me, but I became scared of that. And so I really made my desire specific initially to angelic frequency. I channeled the Elohim for a long time. And then beyond the Elohim, other beings would start to show up because I was whining at them. At this point, I'd been invited to be on several different kinds of platforms to speak. And there were people that would channel this person and that being and whatever it was. And I was like, I really want to know more about what I'm doing. And their answer was, well, we'll give you elders of the cosmos because we don't want you to get into ego about who you're channeling. And that was actually a really important step for me because I slip into ego like everyone else pretty easily. It's funny, I had the opportunity to meet Daryl at the event, who channels Bashar. And it was before he was teaching his class. And he was teaching his class as Daryl.
Right.
And I was backstage looking for this. I had had a raw ruby with me on stage when I was channeling. And I had put it down backstage and it had disappeared and it's still now on its journey. And so I went back one more time with my feeling of attachment to this little stone, whether or not I'd find it. And when I saw him, I was like, Daryl, hey. And I've never met him before. So I said hi, like he was an old friend.
Right.
Anyway, he looked at me kind of like deer in headlights and said, can you do me a favor and please bring this dry eraser and this marker out to the seat next to the water? And I said, absolutely. And then he was kind of pacing and looking at his notes. And I was like, this man needs a moment. And it was really profound to really recognize that up until this point, I'd been calling Daryl Bashar all the time. And even as I stepped out on stage, on this kind of a stage for the first time with my own gifts, realizing how really all human we really are, and that the channel really is something special that we get to connect with to remind us that we're everything. But with all of that said, last March, so I've only been channeling Aum RA Ha Nu, which is a 9th dimensional frequency, not from our universe, for a year. It was literally this time last year that Suzanne Ross was putting on her ascension retreat. I was doing sound for that retreat. So I was doing singing bowls, singing light language, and sound. And I was doing it with my friend John Dumas in Sedona, Arizona. He's incredible. He can play, he's a savant. He can play like every instrument under the sun. And well, he can sing. He's a beautiful, beautiful performer and spiritual being. And he has enough, let's say, he has enough awareness of himself that he had energy to spare, as I didn't sleep for 3 nights ahead of this event, thinking about what it was going to be to do this in front of so many people for the first time. His energy was so immense. It was very Leo-like, that he was literally like bleeding energy into my field, which I don't normally accept from other people. And in this instance, was willing to take on because he had it to spare. And he helped me realize that if you're doing sound healing for one person or in front of 750 people, it really doesn't matter. It was a really profound experience. He kept giving me the floor. I kept kind of shrinking back and trying to give him the spotlight, and he kept giving the spotlight back to me. And it was really very kind, and it assisted me in a lot of ways. It helped me realize, again, confidence in me. And that's a big piece of us doing this work, because we're embodying spirit. And that's what we're here to do, right? Is to embody spirit. So about 2 weeks later, I was doing another event for a friend of mine, John, different John, who has a company called Humankind in Sedona. And I had done several things with him, and they weren't large events. They weren't even large online yet. Now he's got much more of an online presence. And so I wasn't thinking anything of what I do. I do the singing bowls, I do some singing with them, and then I channel at the end. And that's generally what I would do for a one-on-one client. Well, out of nowhere came Judi Dench. I joke, it's not Judi Dench, and she's still on the earth plane. But this British sounding accent came out of me. It felt very different in my body. I was almost gnarling, like as if I were a tree. And I had no idea who I was channeling. And it was the first time. And so it took me several months to get to know Omra, who they are, what they are, why they are, and why me. And the beauty in all of it is that it was a progression, and I wasn't attached to what my channeling looked like. I wasn't attached that most of my channeling sounded the same. I wasn't attached to that it needed to be from a specific place or in the time-space continuum. Like I was really happy living life, doing my thing without any need for it to suddenly be different. And I think that that was a key thing to share with everyone, because I think sometimes we feel stuck in our gifts. Sometimes we feel like, why isn't this getting different? Or why can't I be like this person or that person? The comparison thing can be crushing. Because I remember the first time John Burgos asked me to be on the Beyond the Ordinary show, my initial answer to him was no. Because I looked at Matt Kahn and Sandra Walter and all the people that I looked up to at the time, who are still beautiful people in my life. And I said, I'm not them. Like, how can you, I don't know how to do what they do. And I said to him specifically these words. I said, I think I'm one to watch. I'm not right now. And he looked me square in the eye and said, honey, you are right now. So figure out what you're doing for my show. Like, he wasn't willing to take no for an answer. And that was back in 2017. And that's what really started my ability to, in general, trust what I was receiving as more than just something in my head. Because I think in the beginning, a lot of people wonder that too. Am I just making it up? But then you listen to the light language, and some of them have similarities. So they're coming from similar star systems, right? There's all the different things that happen in the journey. But for me, at 39, I quit my job and I left everything comfortable to follow my path. The first move was to Mexico. I thought I was living there forever. I went down with 8 suitcases in my cat. I came back with 4 suitcases in my cat. The spirit was asking me to let go of material possessions to some degree and be more malleable to where I would be. I went back to New York, and then about a year later, I was guided to Mount Shasta. I was in Mount Shasta for 3 years, then guided to Sedona for 6 years, and now guided back to Mount Shasta, which was kind of a kick in the head because I didn't think I was leaving Sedona, but I'm actually buying a house here in Shasta. So the good news is it feels like I get to at least anchor my energy somewhere while traveling and doing other things. But what I will share is that the journey has been amazing and also really, really hard at certain points. I moved up here under the guise that my cousin was going to build me a tiny home on his property in McLeod, which was one town over, about 20 minutes away. And I got up here with all my stuff and my dog this time, and there was no tiny home built. And he knew my timeline and just never told me that there wasn't going to be anything. So I ended up in a non-winterized trailer, which is basically 100 square feet. And within 9 days, 2 feet of snow fell. And on the day that the snow fell, the power went out. And so now I'm in a 100 square feet with no heat in 25 degrees with my big wolf dog, gratefully. But so spirit has always got a plan for us. We never know what that's going to look like as we're saying yes and as we're answering yes, because I've hit a lot of, I don't want to say roadblocks, but I've been tested, let's say, where my soul has agreed to quickenings. It's what they feel like when they happen like that. Yeah, I mean, again, I don't feel alone, and that's why I share it, right? Like, we've all been through the ringer. We've all been the black sheep in our family. We've all had to navigate certain levels of trauma. I have 9 near-death experiences by the time I was 5 years old, and reaching 50 for me in this year and in this life was a big deal because I've never been 50 years old in a body on Gaia before. So I got to, if all time is now, I got to collapse a lot of timelines of grief and of suffering that I don't have to experience in this way anymore. I think we're all doing that. I feel we're all doing, we're all collapsing these timelines.
Agreed.
Because we are building a new earth, because we are here to focus on consciousness and choose how we walk in the world. And those are all really big things. So that's me in a nutshell.
Yes, everything that you said is I can probably say everyone in this group, not only listening online, but also in the actual room with us, can absolutely compare and relate and yeah, I mean that's exactly what happened to me, like the experiences and things like that. So I think our growth and our journey to becoming who we need to become in this existence on Gaia really definitely is definitely here to we all, I love the fact that you said, we all feel like that little black sheep of the family, because it's anyone that I've ever asked has always said that to me. I just don't feel like I belong, I don't, and I'm like, it's very true. That is a very true statement. So yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for those beautiful words. Thank you for
Yeah,
your
thanks.
journey, and thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you.
It
Thank you.
is,
Thank you.
it is beautiful. Who is it that you channel the most? Like who's your
So yeah, Omra is what's on deck right now. Though funny enough, I'm doing an event next week for the equinox, and the 5D Pleiadians wanted to come through. And I think the 5Ds are coming through because they're very close to our frequency. They're humanoid, and they want us to have an awareness of some of the things we're experiencing.
Yes.
So they'll do that. And sometimes I'll channel more than one energy at a time or entity. So meaning I'll channel something and then something else will want to come through.
Yes.
But my awareness is Omra really is taking root, if you will.
Yes.
So my awareness around Omra is that they are very close to the energy of Gaia, right? So Gaia being the soul of our planet, the planet being the body, just like we have a soul and a body, Gaia is the same. And so Gaia and Omra go way back, whatever that means. And so Omra will actually go into inner Earth and use inner Earth as like a beacon or a satellite to come through me, because they're not in this universe.
Right.
And so I don't know that my antennae go out that far, but I don't even want to know in this moment.
Right.
So again, I ask for bite sizes on purpose because I'm not looking to blow my energy or my ego or whatever.
Right.
I'm really looking to, like everyone else, take one day at a time and be very present and as heart-centered as possible. And so, so Omra really, they are similar to Daryl in a way, a future aspect of me, but of course, all time is now. And once we get beyond ninth dimensional frequency, there really is way more understanding, remembrance, and existence as collective. Also, less existence as a physical being, more existence as a light body as we go up in dimension. So they always refer to them as a we, but when I see her in my mind's eye, I do see her singularly. And I think in a way that's also because she's not looking to blow out my brain
Right.
with how vast that energy might be that comes through me, because I get exactly what my physical container can hold and also the rest of me.
Would you be willing to accept questions?
Absolutely. Questions are great.
Okay. All right. All right. So with that, if you'd like, what type of preparation do you need? A few minutes.
Just not even a minute or so
Okay,
to kind of reach out to her and them and all the fun. So
Thank you
thanks.
so much. Thank you so
Sure.
much.
Thank you. Ah, yes, dear ones, we are Aum RA Ha Nu. We are grateful to be with you on this day. We are grateful to be in this group of such shiny and sparkling energies of being. And we are here to be of service to you. So we ask how we may do so on this day.
Good morning. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
We are happy to. We are a frequency of light. We are a frequency of some matter, though we are really what you would consider to be part of what is a light body, though we do not really incarnate at this time in physicality. We have been around for what you would understand as millennia. We have seeded Earth at points and times and have been in physicality before, within your galaxy and within other galaxies and other parts of the multiverse. We have collected and gathered wisdom from many different cultures, which we deem to be powerful as we have an awareness of what it all goes back to unity. And so we discover bits and pieces, morsels within the time space. And we are part of what would be called in your terms or in your realms, the Akash. We take records, we keep track of certain aspects of evolution, of creation. And that is our desire. Our desire is the joy of witnessing, of assisting, and being of service to those who are in the evolutionary process where we can be of service. In other words, at times we are observers, and at times we are stepping forward to be present, not to interfere, rather to share, to open, to share our frequency, for we are aware that words are a little part of what it is that we do, dear one. In fact, we are an energy frequency that comes through the vessel and shares love, shares unity, shares hope. And this is what it is that we desire to do the most, with the awareness that depending on where any one community is within their evolution, that words or sharing vibration through sound will be part of our work as well. We hope this answers your question.
It definitely does. And first of all, thank you for bringing your energy to our planet, bringing your energy and vibration to us so that we may evolve and accept these energies, understandings, and teachings. Thank you.
We thank you, dear one.
Is there a message, or is there a an overall information that you would like to share with us? We'll start with that.
Certainly. There are many overarching themes on your planet at this time. We would say the most important one is to, if you feel alignment, to choose the vibration of neutrality. The more that you participate in duality, the more duality you are creating, dear ones. We know this is a very challenging concept, and we have shared it many times before. You will see what you see as good, and you will see what you see as evil. And in creating an identity with these two actions, many of you will be continuing to participate in creating more duality because you want to speak out against that which you find to be wrong. We encourage you to participate in ways that feel aligned in your heart, not to ignore what you are experiencing, but to allow what you are feeling to guide your actions. And we wish for you to also have an awareness that part of your role as you evolve is understanding the very first rule of the quantum field, where everything that is unfolding is source. Nothing is outside of what is happening from the all, because the all is everything that is happening. You see, you are a fractalized aspect, as are we, of a unity. And this fractal wants to have all the 8 billion experiences that it is having on your planet at this time. Of course, it has choice, as you all, as consciousness, have choice. And so some may be choosing a very high, expansive timeline. Others may be in between, and others quite a low timeline, quite a timeline where they are very separate from love, separate from the idea of unity, and separate from the understanding of the true source nature that they are. And that is all perfect. It's hard to see it as perfect, is it not? We have observed it many times in many civilizations over many millennia. It is part of the process of evolution. It is not good, it is not bad, it simply is. And the more that you can pull your energy back from collective consciousness of all these 8 billion beings on your planet, and allow yourself to be compassionate, forgiving, kind, and loving, these are the vibrations that will actually shift consciousness, no matter where someone's consciousness is on your planet. And We remind you, of course, as you already know, you're not here to convince anyone of the truth. For as long as you know the truth and act from the truth as best you can, the truth will be known for those whose souls are choosing the truth, which is, of course, that you are all connected. There is no doing some harm to one without harming yourself. For you are in a holographic field, dear ones. Your creation of your world is based on what could be considered an illusion. So the more that you play in your imagination, the more that you play in your heart, the more that you play with ideas and concepts and start taking the small steps it is to see them come into fruition, well, of course, the quantum will answer that back, for that is how the quantum works. Fear not what will happen to those who do not choose this way of being. At any moment, at any time, a quantum shift is possible. It creates a ripple effect because there will be a tipping point. So you need not worry, dear ones, what others are doing. Your only purpose, dear ones. And remember that part of this purpose is not to be perfect, dear ones. This idea of perfection on your planet makes us giggle a bit, for the soul is already in divine perfection. Your goal is to find love, compassion, kindness, and forgiveness and grace in everything that's unfolding as best you can, to release yourself from judgment, knowing that everything is unfolding in divine order, and that you have a great opportunity to be a part of that collective tipping point that will allow all of humanity into this quantum leap. And this is what we wish for you to know. We hope this answers your question.
It absolutely does. We, our community here, we are all about raising our vibration, raising our understanding, being part of a collective of understanding who it is and individually what our existence here is on this planet. And so your words are bringing the solidification that it is all on the individual and not based on what's out in front of us, but really what is in. Can you speak about vibration and how we as individuals with the vibrations of who we are in our path, can you speak on the vibrations, how we can bring it about, implementing, raising, and being that vessel of light, beacon, and mouthpiece for the divine source?
Well, of course, dear one. We thank you for this question, for we love this question. For being a vibrational being allows for what is about to unfold on your planet to actually become exponentially more simplistic. Though again, we always say simple, not easy. We are aware. But the simplicity of it is that as a vibrational being, your thoughts, your words, and your feelings are your beginning step of where you are vibrating. We wish for you to understand something as a vibrational being. That part of your fractalized experience has caused you to have the gamut of emotions within your field. And all emotions are valid and important to your growth. That is first and foremost. We wish for you to understand this because there is a lot of theory on your planet of love and light without navigating shadow. We wish for you to know that this will not serve you in your growth. Your shadow pieces are what allow your light to grow more quickly, in fact, as you go through what you know as a dark night or what you call separation, the feeling of being alone, the feeling of separation. It is valuable, dear ones, for we want you to have an awareness that while it may bring your vibration to a certain place, it is then that your vibration can then grow more rapidly. For you understand more and more through figuring out what your soul is creating through these dark nights, how evolution can happen more quickly. With that, we know that you already know that following this joy and excitement and desire, using music, meditation, dance, these are ways in which you can participate in your life and in your world of taking the mundane and making it sacred. Praying over your food, singing over your food, saying your language of light over your food before you ingest it. Praying, adding prayer to the place where you encompass all who have brought that food to your table and their families, all the gratitude, all the energy of joy, all the awareness that everything that you're doing is of source. These are the vibrations that will bring your energy field up very high and turn you, as you already are, becoming more and more the lighthouse that stands on the shore. For those who are looking for the light will see you and come towards you, and you will assist them. You already are. Your light gets brighter as you fill your cup, as you make yourself the priority in your own life. These are all things that you already know. And as a vibrational being, you are being asked to check where your vibration is quite frequently, dear one. For the energy in the collective cup is fear. And this fear is very slippery, for it loves to create. When you are told through your news media something will occur, whether or not it's true, humanity can easily create it based on their belief. Can they not? And so suddenly something that may have been innocuous now becomes quite dire because everyone believes what they are being shown or told. As you pull out of that frequency, which of course you already know to do, and as you show that you are not impacted by that kind of false creation, your vibration staying in a place of love, of joy, of kindness, of compassion, of awareness that you are part of a whole, dear ones. This is very, very powerful indeed. Now, we remind you that in order for you to live on your planet and continue in this energy of joy and high vibration, it is imperative, a part of your journey, to remember your physical body, dear ones, and remember your connection to Gaia equally as your vibration may be to the stars. Your body exists because you are an elemental on your planet. Gaia is a part of your healing. She is a part of your journey, and she is a part of the energies that will assist your vibration. It is why you go out into nature when you desire to get rid of the anxiety and energies of the mental field. For when you go out into nature amongst the trees, you are now sitting in a physical reality of oneness, for every tree, every flower, every blade of grass is connected in a web of life. And that is the peace that you are feeling. It is unity consciousness amongst the elementals. And you, dear ones, are also elementals. And so we invite you to know that part of your vibration, while going from the heart chakra, as it were, out into the many chakras of your etheric field to the galactic center, is always encouraged. We invite you to connect often with us, for we are always excited to be with you. We also ask you to remember that Gaia is on this journey with you and for you. She's called you forth to be here for this shift, for she is a part of it with your unfolding. Remember to ground, to open the bottoms of your feet. Remember to earth. Remember to connect with nature and utilize the frequency of love that Gaia is constantly offering you, just as much as Source is offering you. And as you combine these frequencies as a vibrational being, you are pure, unstoppable love and light. And this is what we wish for you to know about being the vibration that is you.
Beautifully said. I just have one more track, and then we'll go to some questions. You did touch upon it already. We are living in a fear-based society. There are a lot of people that are still struggling with fear-based thoughts, fear-based understandings, and fear-based existence. How can we, as the mouthpiece voice of God, mouthpiece voice of Gaia, be that? How can what can we do, or what can you say to the people on really letting go or going past the fear-based, because this is a very large, I don't want to say problem, but it's a very large thought processes that a lot of people are stuck in, is this fear-based of who they are in their existence here on this planet.
Fear, like every other emotion, is medicine, dear one. And so it is up to each one of you to decide how you navigate fear. And we sense within this group there is a lot of strength of being. And we do not expect you to eliminate fear the same way we do not expect you to eliminate your ego. Fear is another aspect of the emotional field that will require your attention and intention as it arises, so that you know the truth of your being. It's simply, again, the opposite of love, is it not? And so it shows itself when you may be feeling separate from love. And there is nothing wrong with fear, for at times it can serve as a catalyst for change. At other times, we are aware that it can feel debilitating. And so we invite you into that grounded space where you are connecting with Gaia and your source, where you are remembering the truth of your being, where you are opening your channels, where you're opening up to all of the beings that there are available to you, whether they be ascendeds, galactics, elementals, angelics. It matters not to us. We are all present and always surrounding you. You are walking with the DNA of all of this vibration, all of it. There's a sense that a starseed is merely a starseed, when in fact you are woven with energies from every single walk of life that is considered in an ascended state. It is about coming back to the heart space and remembering that you are one with the all. And if that is true, and if you are eternal, which of course is also true, for you do know that energy cannot be created nor destroyed. This concept is already in your consciousness. Your body matters not in that regard, that death is not the final frontier. However, in the idea of mortal fear, in the idea of whether or not you will be safe in your body, that is completely up to you, dear ones. We remind you to go back to the truth of most of your experience, which is that each day in the morning you wake up. Each day in the morning, you have your basic needs already being met. Each day, when you wake up, you have perhaps a routine. Routines make humans feel safe, which is why we know that you experience them. And through these routines, you're already proving to yourself that indeed you are safe. You've proven to yourself every day up until this point that you are still here. So why will tomorrow look different? Depending on your soul's journey, most likely it will not. And so we look to you to remember the truth. And the truth is that you are here with purpose. And in fact, you are source. And source is borrowing this aspect, this fractal of you to have a specific experience. And yes, when the experience and the soul contract is complete, you will move on to your next experience. But fear, dear ones, fear is not real in most of what it is that you are experiencing. In fact, it was not even an emotion on your planet for many millennia. It was exuberance, and exuberance was converted into fear. If you choose to get excited rather than afraid, your experience will look entirely different, dear ones. When a zebra escapes the mouth of a lion, it will drop to the ground and shake, will it not? It does not hold on to the trauma and use it as a story to speak over and over and over again. In fact, it will let it go from that moment forward. It will shake it out of its system and go on living. And this is what we wish for you to do with your fear. Address it. Don't ignore it. And at the same time, please, we ask you not to make your fear your truth. Do not make your fear your stories. There's many, many different kinds of fear, and there's many different ways to deal with your fears. And if it requires actual assistance, we ask you to reach out to those who can assist you if it is debilitating for you. But the kind of fear we believe you are bringing to our attention is that which is in the collective cup. And you are beyond the collective cup, dear one. It is a regular practice of this one to remove herself from collective consciousness and return to unity consciousness on a regular basis, what you would call a flex. And the more that you flex this muscle, the more that it is available to you, and you are expanding your bandwidth of connection. And so we ask you regularly to ground into Gaia, to open your field to unity, to the all, and to remember the truth. There is only one truth. You are love. We hope this answers your question.
Beautifully said. I know that this resonated and went into many people's hearts. Those words went into many people's hearts. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Michael has a question for you.
Greetings, dear one.
Can you hear me?
We can.
You know, I do surf around and listen to a lot of channelers and, YouTubes. And this is probably a question a lot of people on YouTube and whatever would have is, we keep hearing about this soul trap. How about, no, don't go to the light. You'll just keep getting recycled and spit back into this world. What are your, answers or anything to this?
Because the humanity's collective consciousness already has an awareness, the seed has already been planted. It's not something you're going to need to be concerned about. And you need to remember that the reason for being recycled is a greater awareness than what humanity has in this moment. Many channels who are reaching these conclusions and having an awareness of this understanding or remembrance, they may be missing pieces of the puzzle to the story. There are a lot of channelers out there, or people who are bringing in information that are half-truths, not because they are desiring to misconstrue information or to create any fear. Rather, they may not have the container or access to information that is beyond what they understand. And so they receive information which they share, and they may not have the entire picture. We simply wish for you to use discernment and to not be concerned with what it is that will happen with your soul when you cross, for you have already come in this life with wisdom, which is why you are here for this evolution, dear one. The souls that are here for this evolution have nothing to worry about reincarnation on this planet or anywhere else. You have already walked in with light codes beyond the light codes that have been ever anchored on Gaia in this kind of collective way ever before. This is the first of its kind of an unfolding with this mass amount of energy on one planet. You have come because you already know. Fear not, dear one. This is our recommendation for you.
And one more question, and I'll pass it. I do believe that I'm not from this world, but my question is, am I a starseed, and where did I come from?
We often giggle as we receive this question many times over, not because it's a foolish question, but to remember that where you're from matters not, dear one. You are from source, and that is your origin point. Of course, you are starseed, and you have connections to many different stars. We would say that one of the closest ones we see two in your vibrational field that are very close to you. One is Orion and one is Arcturus. Regardless of this information, we wish for you to have an awareness that it matters not exactly where you come from as much as it matters how you choose to walk in the world. We remind you that your vibrational energy is very powerful, every single individual on your planet. And we wish for you to know that the most important vibration that you bring forth is love. And We are excited that you are in masculine form, for we are excited to see more and more of the divine masculine step forward in these communities with the awareness that they are here to also rise in frequency along with the divine feminine and to share your gifts. We are grateful for you, dear one. Many blessings.
Thank you so much. Blessings.
Susan has a question.
Hello, Omra. Thank you for coming today. So my higher self is a star-seated angelic presence named Sophiel, and she is non-physical, or I've been told she's above the archangels, but I was told that's because she's non-physical, which I'm assuming she's above the seventh dimension. But I was also told that I'm from like Father God's house, and I've actually in a channeling session, I actually like stepped into what I think is that realm and felt the presence of Father God specifically. But I've been told that it sounds like Father God sends me out to other universes to do work. And so I'm just wondering if I have any sort of connection to you, or if you can give me any insights in the type of work I might be doing at that level in other universes.
We enjoy this question and we are grateful to be with you, dear one. And what we wish for you to know is that every single person on your planet is multidimensional and doing many different things at once. And so all of you who are here and all people on the planet, aware or unaware of their starseed nature or their connection to the all, are living multidimensional frequencies. It is that this is a focal point, for you cannot have more than one focal point at a time, otherwise it would literally drive you mad. And so we wish for you to have an awareness that all the different work that you may be doing in the time-space continuum are different aspects, facets of yourself, living out different contracts, living out different potentialities, living out different ways of being in service. And they are not your focal point at this moment for a purpose, dear one. Your purpose at this time is to truly embody your source, love, and light, and to be of service to yourself and your growth in the best ways that you know how at this time, for both yourself and for all of humanity. It is true that you have connections in these times and places and spaces, and we wish for you to bring your energy back to knowing that you are precious, dear one, in this very body that you are in this very moment. We hope this answers your question.
Yes, beautiful. I have one other question. So I currently live on a like 2.5 acre property, mostly wooded, and I also own like an acre of land in the northern part of my state. And I've received guidance through like different channelings and things like that about doing retreats possibly in either spaces, like doing spiritual retreats in the future. And I'm just wondering if there's one property over the other, the one up north or the one I currently live on, that would be more conducive to that, or what type of I guess teachings I might bring forth, or what kind of topics I would be involved in these gatherings if I do proceed with having them.
We invite you into empowerment, dear one. You have the answers to your questions, and we invite you back into your heart. There is not a channel, there is not an energy, there is not another being on the planet or off the planet that knows better than you what property, what timing, and what themes may be most useful and purposeful for an event such as this. We invite you back into your heart, dear one, and to trust what it is that you know, for you are of source, and we invite you to engage in this frequency for yourself, to channel for yourself, to receive your own answers, and to remember that you are here to fully embody this frequency of yourself for yourself. We hope this answers your question.
Yes, it does. Thank you very much.
thank
I will
you.
continue to go with the flow and connect in with my divine self in my heart. Thank you very much. I'll let you continue on to answer others' questions.
Thank you.
Thank Thank you so much for this time. At this time, oh, Wendy, did you have a question?
I do.
Okay, go ahead. I just saw you on mute, so I'm like, oh, because I didn't have you.
I was like, wait, am I next? Did I jump
Yes.
ahead?
Okay. Yes. Yeah, but you didn't type it in the chat.
Oh, so sorry. My apologies.
You are up.
So, greetings, and thank you so much for being here. My Pleiadian energy is just buzzing off the charts with all this group here today, so it's very exciting. But can you tell us a little bit of information that I got cut off for whatever reason? They weren't letting me speak on regarding the harmonic convergence that's currently coming through.
We wish to know more information about what you perceive this harmonic convergence to be.
It's a high frequency energy of sound and light that's coming through at the same time. So it's hitting my body, and it's almost like I keep waking up to an earthquake. So although there's no earthquakes where I'm at, so it's just physically happening within my body. But I've heard other people saying that they're experiencing these kind of movements within their body where it's not just like, oh, my arm jerked or, something like that. So that's my understanding of this harmonic convergence, that it's light wave mixed with sound together.
Much of humanity is receiving these similar frequencies as part of upgrades of your system. You are made of light, and these codes or packets of information are being brought to you during restful hours, so that your body can receive them without your mind getting in the way of needing to know exactly what they are or how they will be perceived. They are part of shifting your body from carbon-based to crystalline, and this crystalline process takes quite a lot of time. It cannot happen in a blink of an eye, for it is necessary for you to stay in body, in form, until whatever collective tipping point brings you to quantum experience through the next shift of what will be for humanity. These are ways of your body releasing certain aspects of trauma without having to process them directly. At the same time, they are offering new vibrational geometries, colors, energetics to your vibrational being. Fear not, worry not, all is happening in perfect and divine order, specifically for what you agreed to receive at any given point and time. We hope this answers your question.
Yes, very nice. Also, I know I do a lot of energy work for the collective as a transformer, and I get the sense that a lot of what I'm releasing is collective energy, which is why it's like, I'm like, I think I've done my shadow work already, but anyhow, it's fun. So I connected with a being named Aztar, and I'm wondering if you might be able to relate to who this individual is. I didn't get a sense of, because I work with so many different beings from different dimensions, I didn't get a sense of who this being was and how they were connecting in with me. But when they came to me, they said, I'm always going to be with you now. So I get the sense that maybe it's one of my guides switched out. But I'm wondering if you might be able to tap into some of that information. I'd be grateful.
It's not something that we do, dear one. We invite you and empower you to further your connection with your guides or beings that come to you directly as they do.
Okay, good to know. Can you tell me anything about my Pleiadian connections?
What is it that you desire to know about your Pleiadian connections, dear one?
Oh, yeah. So my connection to Amon is, I don't know, I guess just how I'm working with them. And I get the sense that it might be through this music. And I think it's part of all of it, but there's other beings. But I just wanted to understand the kind of that next level.
We wish for you to understand, and this is for all in the group and all who will be watching, that your connection to your teams of light are in some ways very individual, for this is your expression. And we wish for you to have an awareness that the purpose behind them is very important, because they are assisting your journey in different ways that your brain and your mind will understand, and in ways that you may not understand. The most important connection that you have with any team of light, whether it be from any part of that which is the all, is the heart. It is for you to have an awareness that you are not alone on your journey, that you have deep connection and incarnations with your teams, especially as you identify with specific ones. And specifically with the Pleiadians, because they are very close to the energy of being human, they have a distinct and distinct energetic connection to humanity. The Pleiadians have a desire especially to watch humanity grow and grow through the process of evolution. For most of humanity is awakening because of their Pleiadian DNA. The Pleiadians have seeded Gaia on many, many occasions, have been worked with and worked through with the awareness that they have gone through, to some degree, a similar evolution that humanity is experiencing in some ways. There are many, what you would call similarities. They are a part of your work, dear one, for you are working with collective frequencies. We would say some of which you are aware of and some of which you are not yet aware of, with divine purpose. We wish for all of you to know that information that comes through any channel, any energy, any information that you will receive, you cannot make the train come and you cannot stop the train from coming. So if there's something in this moment that you may not know, there may be a divine purpose behind it. It may alter your course or alter your behavior or alter something that is not meant to shift in this moment, dear ones. And so we wish for you to have trust and faith and continue to open for yourselves rather than trust in another information that may or may not fully align with the truth of your being. We do not speak of such things because the information that you have between your teams of light and yourself are very incredibly particular. If you were to look in the quantum field, you might see a particle. If another were to look in the quantum field at the same moment, they might see the wave. And this is the reason why your teams are coming to you, in particular, through the phase, through the energy, and through the galactics that they are. They vary, they will shift, they will come, they will go. We invite you to really choose deeply the expression of you connecting with them directly and asking your questions directly, rather than depending on or asking or relying on any outside source for information. For this information that we receive may not be exactly what it is meant for you to receive. We hope you understand, and we hope this answers your question.
Yes, very much so. I love that you hit on divine timing, which is what I'm always reminding everybody else about. Have to listen to my own words. Thank you. We love you.
We thank you, and we send you much love.
Extremely powerful words, extremely powerful, because if we can just continue to hear that everything, it's us, everything about what we're feeling, we're experiencing, our teams, when we always continue to look back at and trust us and who we are in this journey, in this existence, we are going to get what we need, and we're going to become aware. These words are extremely powerful. Thank you so much for that.
We thank you.
Yes. Adriana has a question.
Hello, thank you for coming today. I would like to ask you to speak about the use of tuning forks in sound healing, please.
What would you like us to speak to around these instruments?
Well, many of us are beginners and just trying to learn. So if you have any advice for the group, that would be wonderful.
First, we wish for you to know that while you may feel like beginners, we promise you, you are not, which is why you've picked up these instruments in the first place. As vibrational beings, sound is one of the most powerful ways that you will bring physical, mental, emotional, and etheric healing to your very essence of being, whether it be the physical body or the light body. Sound is a way to move energy and create new thought patterns. And thought patterns are very important, as 90% of what you think today, you're going to think tomorrow. And if you are going to change the consciousness of yourselves and assist the planet in this consciousness shift, sound is one of the most powerful ways you can do so. We invite you to continue to discover through classes, perhaps, and listen to your own intuition, your own inner voice, on how you may use these tools as you move forward, for they will be different again for each one of you. There are those who can navigate sound in a certain way, and for those others, sound will be very challenging for them. Follow the guidance, listen to the people that you work with, and allow yourself to remember that your intuitive energy is the most powerful energy that you are walking with in human form. We wish for you to trust what you know and continue to open your field to that which feels aligned for you. For sound is a beautiful way of reaching higher frequencies and higher states of being, and also allowing for traumas and energies to be removed from the field. We hope this answers your question.
Very much. It's a perfect answer in its own way. Thank you so much.
We thank you.
Thank you. Christine has a question.
Greetings, Aura. I was wondering, I'm slowly coming to awareness of things, but it seems to be so slow. I've been sick for the last week or so, and during that time, my right side, my ear, I've become very conscious of this sound, like I'm between a channel. And it happens to be the ear that, the only ear that I need a hearing aid to, which I don't wear because my parrots would pull it out anyway. But it feels like sometimes somebody is pushing something in the ear. You know, there's pressure there. And all this week while I've been sick, I've been trying to get in touch with whatever it is of the sound or whatever. I don't think I'm getting anywhere. Is there something, some advice you could give me that could maybe go in the right direction or go in a direction?
We would like to ask you a question. When you go into a shop and you are looking at many different kinds of crystals, will
Yes.
you allow yourself to pick one up that you're attracted to?
Oh, yeah.
Excellent. Will we then
Yeah,
allow you to
possible.
know that that crystal is also attracted to you, dear one?
Oh, I have a lot of them in my room.
Beautiful. So what we wish for you to know is that your thought process of selection is a two-way street. It is the crystal communicating with you before you're aware of it. Now your higher self has the awareness, but your eyes see something pretty. And this is how the communication works between you and the crystal. And this is perfect. We now wish for you to have an awareness that if you were to close your eyes and to take several deep but gentle breaths and feel into what presence may be working with you, perhaps a name will come to mind, whether it be the name of a star system, an angelic, an ascended. Something may come to you rather quickly. We wish for you to understand that all of your intuition works the same way. It's that in this instance, you are not seeing the shiny crystal, and so you are not using your eyes. There's a belief that you are blocked. It is not true, dear one.
I have no interest in knowing what other planet or whether I'm plebeian or whatever. My interest is to be able to communicate with animals to help them. And I see that as, for some reason, a blockage that I can't. And I'm wondering if that hearing or that sound and that pressure, sometimes it hurts the ear, is from struggling too hard to understand. I mean, I talk to animals, all sorts of animals, but I don't know if I hear them. I mostly go by body language.
Hearing animals has nothing to do with your ears, dear one.
Oh,
Hearing animals has only to do with your heart.
yes.
And so you are not blocked from your heart, nor are you blocked from hearing animals, dear one.
No. I feel a lot for them. Unfortunately, more for them than people. But thank you for the advice to go out into my yard where I have many beautiful trees and get in touch with that.
We thank you for your question.
I don't know if I got an answer. I'll have to re-listen to this. Thank you very much, Aura.
Thank you for that. Because that part of what your answer was to Christine, there are a lot of people, I do hear this a lot in my classes and also just in people that are learning and raising their vibrations of who they are. A common word is, I feel like I'm blocked. I feel like I'm being blocked. I feel like things aren't coming in. I'm blocked. What did you say to help us move forward in the understanding of what that word block truly means in our growth, in our vibrational raising of that? Could you talk on that? Because that is a commonality that I hear a lot.
The challenge is several things. The first is comparison. One person is doing it and the other person is not, and therefore you assume that what you have is a block. And we wish for you to know that your belief is everything within your biology and within your existence. You can harm yourself so deeply with your beliefs, or you can expand yourself so freely into your beliefs. And your beliefs will trap you, or they will allow you to spread your wings and fly. And so with these beliefs, they come from the consciousness of less than, believing that you are not worthy, believing that others can have and you cannot. Being in that place of lack is a preventative measure on purpose done to humanity to keep you small. Why would Source ever want to keep you small? Why would Source not want to exalt the very being of the representation of Source that you are, dear ones? Block is a false energy. It is not real. It is a belief. Otherwise, you would physically have a block in your brain, would you not? And not one of you has a block of wood or otherwise in your brains. It is a belief system. Drop into the heart and remember that you are in unity with the all. And this comparison needs to come to completion, for everyone's gifts will arrive and look completely differently from another. Yes, there are desires to have what another person does not, though I guarantee you, you would not want the problems, the challenges, or the traumas that allowed them to get where they are. You would take back your own, dear ones. Know that everything that is unfolding on your journey is happening in divine order and in divine time. This is a very important piece of your journeys. If you were to experience the kind of trauma that another person may have experienced, that may have been a part or piece of their journey to open their gifts, it may have destroyed you, dear ones. Each soul is walking with exactly the perfect amount of energy, awareness, and consciousness to align to their divine design. And Source is having 8 billion experiences on purpose. And all of you look completely different, yet all of you are connected and precious and purposeful and beautiful, not one more beautiful than the other. The tree does not look at the other tree and say, oh dear, Your leaves look droopy. Trees are in full alignment and in unity without judgment or comparison. They simply are together, dear ones. This is what we learn from nature. This is what we learn from the energies of being in higher expression. Blocks are not real. They are conceived, and they are tools or devices that keep you in small spaces. Release the idea that you need to be like anyone else. Release the idea that you are here to connect and be with specific energies or frequencies because it is that which makes you feel special in who you are. You already are special, dear ones, and these cravings are the blocks. When you recognize that you are already divinity in human form, this is what will open your flower. This is what will allow you to bloom. This is what will allow your heart to expand and keep you creating. This is very, very important on your journey, for comparison is a very sad journey into a dark space that will not set you free. When you choose to love yourself, enjoy yourself, and engage in the true vibration of source that you are for the magic that you already are, dear ones. You all have the shiny diamond light, and you all have lumps of coal that are still becoming. We do not care about your lumps of coal. We know the lump of coal has purpose. We are focused on your vibration, your sparkle, your shine, and we see it without question. We wish for you to see it within yourselves, dear one. Not from this boastful place of lack, for boasting is lack, and staying small is the other side of that same coin of lack. We wish for you to embody, dear ones, with fierce remembrance, with fierce self-love, with fierce compassion, dear ones. This is your journey, to remember the truth of your being. And the truth is you cannot be blocked unless you place it there yourself. You cannot be less than unless you believe that for yourself. You can only be exalted in love and in light, for that is the truth of source. That is the truth of the all. We hope this answers your question.
Absolutely, 100%. Thank you for those beautiful words. Because being in this human existence, we do have some reprogramming that we have to get rid of in who we are in our evolution. And again, this reprogramming is definitely is required. Thank you so much for that answer. Thank you.
We thank you.
Joan has a question.
Greetings.
Great.
Thank you for that message. During my meditation, every time I go to my meditation, I feel this energy in my body that doing contraction to the body, and now I have this ball of energy going through my body to all the way to the top of my head, and also I can feel the pressure on my body is probably like 500 pounds, or I was so heavy, but it's, and I want to know what does this energy doing to me, and or to or anchoring this energy to the earth, or I don't know. Would you tell me? I mean, would you explain it to me? What does this energy doing to the body?
What is the environment in which you receive energy that feels like 500 pounds weighing on your being?
Well, I feel like I'm I was just feel like heavy breathing, like I have to slowly breathing in and then breathe out is like heavy also.
What are the environments that you are in when you are feeling this energy?
The environment is just feeling of nothing. Nothing.
We're asking where you physically are when you are
in
feeling these sensations.
my room, I have a pyramid. What you call this? The pyramid, copper pyramid underneath. So
So you are feeling these sensations, so we can clarify, while you are sitting in a copper pyramid. Is
yes,
that correct?
yes,
Is the pyramid a perfect creation of the exact measurements of a pyramid?
it's a 5-5, 5.
Is it exact,
Yeah,
dear one?
yes. What do
This
you mean?
may or may not align with your energy frequency, and that is for you to know for yourself. But we have not heard ever before of someone being in any kind of tool or energy that is meant to uplift a frequency as to bringing in the weight of a frequency.
Well, not only that, when I go to outside, it happened too. Outside, when I go to the under the sun, it happened too.
Is it uncomfortable, dear one?
It's not uncomfortable, but it's just wondering what does it. I mean, it's for me. It's okay. I can anchor. I can hold that energy, but
Do
I
you
just
feel like you're meant to be holding the energy, dear one?
I guess so. Yes.
We wish for you to investigate further what it is that you're experiencing, though we're not sure we're fully understanding what it is that you're sharing with us. Generally, tools of light make you feel more light and do not feel like you are carrying a weight of energy or that you need to, in some way, anchor energy that is not yours, dear one. And so we wish for you to investigate further whether or not you feel full alignment with the energy and with the tool, and whether or not this tool is assisting you or in some way creating a challenge for you, dear one.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, probably I have to go and see, find out what's that. And also I have a triad. It's like a twin flame triad. But can you tell me explain that, what's the triad purpose is?
We know not this expression. Can you please explain?
It's like a twin flame, or triads flame.
We're
There is
asking for clarification. What does this mean?
Is there a such of triad flame, like like the same as twin flames?
We do not prescribe to these belief systems, and so we cannot speak to this.
Okay. All right, then. Thank you.
We thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me go over here. There are no questions in the YouTube chat. We have about 20 minutes left. Is there, we could possibly bring a Pleiadian in just for like maybe a 10-15 minute period, or you could give us a closing message and we can go from there. What it is that you would like us, how would you like to proceed? Would you like to?
Omra shall stay.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. We as a planet, we're faced with many challenges. There are vibrational changes happening with us as individuals. There is greater wisdom, and yes, our terminology of our existence is changing. Our terminology, our understanding, because like you said earlier, we come in with the wisdom and the knowledge and the understanding, but we had to the openness of receiving information, we had to get to a certain point in our evolution of our growth that we really do have the information, we can access it. But there is an understanding that the Earth is going to split and it's going to go into two, new Earth and, two different vibrations of Earth. Can you speak about that a little bit? Is your understanding?
Our understanding of what is unfolding on your planet has nothing to do with a split at all, dear ones. And in fact, you must understand that the Earth already exists multidimensionally as you all view.
Oh, sure.
And so with that, what is happening is a chasm for sure, for certain. There are those who are choosing light and those who are not aware of the light that is available to them yet at this time. And again, we speak to the collective tipping point where all will rise. None will be left behind. This is not a simulation or an experiment of good versus evil, which seems to be the theme that happens on your planet over and over again. This is only participation in duality. And we remind you that nothing and no one is left out of unity. And so our answer to this would be that there is not going to be a split in the Earth whatsoever. There may be a split in consciousness at a certain point in time, but all will rise.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Is there a final message that you would love to share with us?
We are in gratitude for being with all of you on this day, and we wish for all of you to know that your path will weave in and out of understanding, of feeling, of all the energies possible in your feeling sense. Sometimes fully aligned, other times feeling lost. This is all part of the journey. Remember to lean on each other. Remember to use your resources. Remember that you are already divine perfection. Remember that when you are feeling lost, that if you come back to your heart center, you will connect with all that you are already connected to. We remind you that accessing frequency is like tuning into a radio station. If you are desiring FM and you are on AM, all you will receive is static. And so as you change the dial and as you move your energy back into your heart center, you will be able to access source quite easily because it is the energy that you already are, dear ones. You cannot be separate from source. You cannot rip the very life force out of you from which you were created. It is an intrinsic part of your very warp and weft of being. It is the truth of who you are. It cannot be taken from you. The feeling can make you feel separate. The feeling can make you feel alone. The feeling can make you feel less than. But feelings are ephemeral. Emotions are meant to be kept in motion. The feeling of being lost is the trigger, is the trauma, is the belief of an old paradigm that was never true for your purpose in the first place. And so we wish for you to lean on each other, to come together in community, to meditate and use meditation in whatever ways align for you, recognizing that your mind might not ever be quiet, dear ones. Meditation is not only a silencing of the mind, it is dance, it is drumming, it is ritual, it is singing, it is using sound. It is all the different ways that you can come together. It is also the individual journey. And so there are medicines that will work for you that will not work for others, which is why you are not here to only convince people around you that your medicine works when it might not be that which will work for them, dear ones. Remember that judgment is not love, and therefore it separates you further from those who are indeed your brothers and sisters. Whether or not you get along with them is another issue, and that is the very nature of family, is it not? You eventually remember that all deserve your compassion, but first and foremost, 'tis you, dear ones. You deserve your own compassion, your own patience. Would you look at a 3-year-old version of yourself and yell at them and tell them that they are not okay and that they should know better by now, when they are just simply a child. Source looks upon you the same way. You are a child of Source, and Source loves you without condition, without question, without measure, dear ones. The love that Source has for you is unending. For it would be as if Source were to reject itself, and it will not. They will not. They love, they experience, and they are excited, dear ones, to see it all that you are capable of. We wish for you to know that you are indeed quite capable of what lies ahead. And as you choose your frequency, you choose your reality. Remember that reality is completely subjective. Again, we bring you back to the quantum, the wave, the particle. Which you see depends on you as the individual. We invite you into these spaces and places of discovery, of knowing what it is that brings you joy, knowing what it is that has you curious, knowing what it is that brings you excitement, dear ones. As you choose these vibrations and follow your breadcrumbs that lead you down this path, remember to be patient with yourself, to be patient with the process, for it is important that as divine feminine and masculine all in one, dear ones, we know you came to your planet in separate energies. However, you yourselves are the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And as you seek outwardly these expressions that you want to see mirror back to you, you're already shutting down the quantum field. The energy of the seeker will never be satisfied. The energy of the curious will always be satisfied. Curiosity is the energy of playfulness. Seeking energy desires a particular outcome with an attachment. This is the difference. When you are attached to an outcome, the quantum field begins to close. When you are merely curious and playful, you are opening up to all potentials and possibilities for Source, and the all would love to see you have all that you desire. We wish for you to desire, and we wish for you to stay curious, dear one. Stay playful. And when faced with fear, allow yourself to know that it is all right, that every day prior, you have still woken up in the morning and you have still faced your day. And this courageous act of waking up and showing gratitude again for a new day, a new opportunity, a new possibility and potentiality. This is the heart of Source, the heart of the lion that lives within you all. We are so grateful for our time with you. It has been precious for each and every one of you who have spoken and who have not spoken, are incredibly precious to us and to the all. We are ever connected through your heart space. We see you, dear ones. We remember you, and we deeply love you. We thank you for your time.
Ra, there was just one question in the YouTube chat. Would you be willing to just answer the one question?
Yes, dear one.
It's from Gary, and he says, this is a very exciting time to sit back and enjoy the catalyst, leading to the crumbling of old systems on a Source quantum level. What is my future role as Gary, also known as Omra?
Gary, we wish for you to know that only you can answer that question. For again, as we look into the quantum field, it is the particle and the wave. You decide how you desire to show up as a spark of Source in your life. Not one channel, not one answer from a Pleiadian, from an Orion, from that which is from Sirius can answer that question on your behalf. You are here to make choices. You are here to align to your divine design. And you are here to take action in ways that feel aligned with your soul. We cannot predict that on your behalf. We ask you to ask yourself this question and to answer it with a joyful and full heart.
Thank you so much. Thank you
thank
so
you.
much for your time today, your energy, your love, your wisdom, your words, helping us individually move into the vibration of each individual person. Thank you so much.
We thank you.
Blessings.
Blessings to all. Ooh.
Thank you so much. What beautiful wisdom, words, energy. I could feel the love coming. I could feel it. It's just like the whole time I felt the flow of love coming right to my heart.
That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Ooh.
all right. Is anyone would like to do a closing blessing? Wendy, Susan, would you like? Joan, you have beautiful. Joan, you have beautiful light language as well. Would you like to do a blessing?
I can do one
Okay, so we'll
as well.
do Wendy, Susan, Joan. Would you like to do one?
Yes, sure.
Thank you. Yes, your blessings are very beautiful. And then Aurora, if you would end with your blessing.
Sure. I'd
Thank
be
you so
grateful.
much.
Thank
Okay,
you.
go ahead, Susan.
All right. To se ai ki se kahoya te ya yetito, hazia tiku ai tia sita, he tuya yekia usitia usia yetitia kuta, he azia kuta yetia usahia, tia utuya kia tuya tita zia, tuku yetia, he azia yotua yetia yesue kia titia, zu tuya yetia yakuta, Hazia usa, hitayakia, tu yesia, hiazaya kutua titia tua, etia sia kaya tutia, sitaya usa, titiaya woa, hita, hisaya. It is I, Shandar, of the ninth dimensional White Lines of Lyra, stepping forth now to extend my blessings to all of you on your expansion journeys this year and beyond, that you are all coming into your own. You are all rising into a greater sense of self within your beings and continue to rise, continue to express your authenticity out in the world for others to see your example, for others to see what it is like to be your true selves, so that others will know that it is safe for them to also do so, that they will also continue to awaken, continue to reach out. You will have many that will be coming to you to connect with your vibration, to help them come to a greater level of understanding by understanding your path, your journey, so that they can learn to open up to their own. We are here, as many are here, to support you on your path forward to greater illumination. Blessings.
Yes, I do.
Wendy.
Thank you.
Wendy, yes.
Shonyaran Yuro Tohiana Nakati Uronia Ashin Yoro Toto Ye Chikiana Marata Shai Uron Yeshi Tata Yerene Tokoyana Mara Tat Nyo Chin Yoro Nye Shikuru Yaraban Ni Thero Nyoro Tienye Chiriti Kona Hashana eo na ne to yena mara to yera ta to. One moment. We doubled up on the blessings this day in your time. We only ask that you be in your heart. Know that you are on your own journey. Know that wherever you are at this particular moment is in the time and the now that you are meant to be. Do not try to drift back to the past. Do not try to quantum leap forward in your current position. Yes, there will be quantum leaps coming, but for now, we encourage you to stay in the now, in the love. As you stay within the love of loving yourself, you will find that this is your strongest, most divine, brightest point when you are focused in whatever it is that you are doing, be it the sip of tea, be it the hands on the piano, be it the pen at the fingertips, gazing off into the distance, enjoying the moment. We encourage you to enjoy every moment. You are greatly, greatly loved. You are divine. We ask you to use this as your mantra. I am divine. And we are with you always. Much love from the divine. 9. Blessings. That's funny.
Joan?
Akanikis kulu hulu halakis kana halaka tukutu. Kini anaka ahahuku kuku no kanaka kilareki. Kiknikis kuhu no kuhu no tiki titi. Udata. Namaste.
Aurora.
Rahesanor ma'atikai shor ma'aya. Sahiyor ba'i kana chaor ba'ik. Nahukar ba'its wachi ayatio. Bra'ina wa itakan. Saor na bish ba'ur atesho. Sa ikoya bra'ina yokani. Saor baya wa ina soka. Prahun da ba'eka. Shoar ifo barani aika. Sor ni a ish baur ita no wa itaka ani yo ha itza o mayo. Nahir baur na intaka jor itzaya. Brunai shaum ane yaho. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you, everyone, for a beautiful session today. Krishna Priya will be back next week, and then Jim will be here next week. And so, thank you for a beautiful session today. Aurora, could you tell people how to get in touch with you if they would like to do a session, or if they would just like to contact you?
Sure, thank you. My website is auroralunastar.com. So that's AURORALUNASTAR.com. I'm actually doing a group for, actually today's the last day. If you want to, on Saturday of next week, I'm doing a gathering for the equinox at 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern time. Or I don't have the time. Do I have that right?
Yeah. I think that's what you said to me. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, and it's
$22 as of today. After today, it'll be $44. So today is actually the last day for the sale. And I do galactic Akashic readings, though I do them from a place of empowerment. So that means that I love reading to people aspects of where they are from within the stars. And it's about helping you understand who's in your field right now. And it's about allowing you to know that you've got a lot of support around you. So I'll go into like what it means to be an Arcturian, which I have a lot of experience with in this lifetime, the positives, and then also maybe some of the challenges that you may be experiencing. And so you might say, oh my gosh, so that's kind of why this or that. So it's a lot of fun. I go into generally 3 different star systems that are working with you in this moment, sometimes 4, depends on the person. And it's a lot of fun. But in general, I'm just grateful to be a part of the community today. So thank you for this opportunity to all of you. Thank you for reaching out to me and to making this happen. So thank you, Angie.
Thank you so much. All right, everyone, have a wonderful day, and we will see you next week.